Are you ready?
Yeah, turn up the heat.
Are you ready?
Is he ready?
Oh, yeah, he's ready.
It's go time.
Ready to go beyond the scores and stats.
I love it.
Good.
Let's bring it in. It's showtime, right?
Welcome to High on Sports.
The whole deal is like some kind of crazy game.
Exclusively on MorningShowCentral.com.
Hello, and welcome to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And whether you are joining us tonight on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. If you are not on one of those many glorious apps, remember to take your smartphone, search for TuneIn Radio. It is free to download. Just simply install it, search MSC Radio Network, hit play, and you are listening to us live on the go. And remember, as always, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. You can go ahead and tweet at us on Twitter, because that's where you tweet, at high_on_sports, or use the hashtag high on sports or hashtag MSC Radio Network. Is a great way to get in touch with not just us, but all our shows, really. All the wonderful, broad array of programs that the wonderful MSC Radio Network people bring you every day. I love it. This isn't shameless pandering at all. And again, our Facebook is facebook.com/high-on-sports. And the website is high-on-sports.net. It's got the archive of all our past shows. Blog with weekly contribution from Mark every week. He's got a new piece coming in there tonight, and I'll have a new piece coming in there next Monday as well. The clock just keeps on ticking. It's so reliable, too. He's yet to disappoint me. Yeah. And I already know, and I could say that now with confidence, knowing that he does have it this week, so I'm not jinxing it. But, all right, well, baseball is over. The Browns are winners, and basketball is back, and it is round one. Let's get to the bottom of all this. Where's that bell? Bell? No bell.
Ding,
okay. Ding, ding. There it is.
Throwing my hand
I was like, round one doesn't
ding.
Start until the bell goes.
I'm like, no ding.
I was about to just start plugging where you can find us again.
Right. just keep going.
Find us on Friendster. No, we are on MySpace. If you know anyone that
still has one.
That still has. Are we still on MySpace? Or didn't they change it? Now it's bands or something?
I don't know.
I don't care. Justin Timberlake did MySpace. He redid it now. It's a true story.
Really?
Yeah, Justin Timberlake.
I think I still technically have mine, too. I mean, I haven't been on it in probably 2 years.
Well, someone who's old enough to still think MySpace is popular is Mr. Brandon Whedon, who, since the Browns have benched him, that's called a segue, and it was very professional of me until I acknowledged it. But Brandon Whedon, since being benched for the second time, okay, let's put it this way. Tell me if you've heard this story before. Brandon Whedon benched, backup comes in, totally outperforms him and puts the Browns in playoff contention. Kind of feel like we did this one already.
Technically, he wasn't benched. He was injured.
All right, the thumb. Yeah.
If he wasn't injured, I really don't know.
He went out on, like, the Browns weren't even on offense. It's not like he was pulled out of a game. It's just, I don't know about that injury. I don't know. I mean, maybe, I think, here's the thing. I think if Brandon Whedon was playing well, I mean, he's still injured. I'm talking about the thumb injury back a couple weeks ago. If Brandon Whedon was playing well, obviously people are like, oh no, let's get that looked at. But I don't think he misses, 2 games with it. And let's be honest with that, he was technically benched because he became healthy in that Buffalo game. Before that Buffalo game, he was healthy. He was 100% healthy. But he wasn't activated as the number one. So that in and of itself, not so much a benching, but a non-unbenching, if that makes any sense. But, I mean, you can definitely make the argument that Brandon Whedon has been benched twice this year. And both times it's been great. He did come in and play for a little bit. He went 1 for 2 and lost 2 yards. And that was it. Thank God, because Jason Campbell came back. Jason Campbell. Now, on this show, we're wrong a lot.
I wouldn't say a lot.
One of our biggest
ones. I would say it does happen.
One of our biggest ones, I think, when you're wrong always sticks with you more than you're right, because, I hardly ever bring up the fact that the Seahawks are the best team in the NFL, and I totally called it. I like to dwell on the negatives. So, one of the first times we did it was we crapped on Notre Dame last year.
You know what?
Not to be confused with Alabama, who also crapped on them.
Because Notre Dame was overrated.
But
They were hardcore overrated.
Fact, but well, kind of fact. It's debatable. But earlier that year, I remember going back and listening to one of the old shows, and I was like, "Oh, son of a bitch!" It was right before the championship game, Notre Dame versus Alabama. Notre Dame undefeated at the time, and we're on there and we're like, "You know what? Stop putting Notre Dame high up in the rankings. Notre Dame is garbage, and this is the year they're finally going to bottom out. I don't know if they're going to win
And
a
they
game."
went undefeated
and in
until the
reality, I
championship,
didn't know if they were going to lose a game. That was one of our big ones.
And then Alabama beat them by 40.
This wrongness is rivaling that. It's getting there. It's not there yet. It's not crapping on a team that ends up going to the national championship and not losing a game in the regular season. It's not there yet, but it's close. We talked about Jason Campbell as not even remotely an option. We talked about Jason Campbell's not going to start this year because he makes $2 million if he does. And all these different reasons, like business reasons why he won't play, football reasons why he won't play, management reasons why he won't play. Well, the fact is he's playing, and God damn it, he's playing well.
He's playing pretty well. I'll give him that.
He had the undefeated
good.
Kansas City Chiefs on the ropes last week, on the ropes. And this week, 262 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. That's the biggest one to me. He has not turned this ball over once. He's got 5 touchdowns versus no picks in these last 2 games. And it's raised a question today because, I mean, obviously, they just beat the defending Super Bowl champion. And I know it's maybe a little unfair to look at the Ravens like that because this is a Ravens team without Paul Kruger, obviously now Brown. Ed Reed is with Houston, and Ray Lewis is with ESPN. I mean, some of their best players are other places. But this is still the team that won the Super Bowl last year, and the team that up until yesterday had beaten you 11 times. 11 times losing to a divisional opponent. That messes you up. How many times? Even the year that the good year that the Browns had, 2007, they went 10-6. I mean, they went toe to toe with everybody. The Steelers decimated them both times. Well, the one time it was a total bloodbath. The other time it was just the Browns weren't going to win it. It was a mental hurdle, and it's a mental hurdle in this division that the Browns are just now, leaping over.
Yeah, well, even the year that we did make it to the playoffs, what year was that?
03?
03, 04?
I want to say something like that. 03, 02, something like that.
Around there, we lost to Pittsburgh. Both times in the regular season, and then we
And
played
then
them in the
once
playoffs.
in the wild card weekend.
And we lost to them again. And I'm pretty sure we beat Baltimore once that year. Mm-hmm. Because I remember Tim Couch waving to the fans because we beat him in Baltimore, and he was basically giving them the finger like "F you people." It was awesome.
It's
other than that, yeah, we still lost like 4 out of 6 divisional games.
It's not just a talent thing. It's a mentality thing. It's a mental thing. You got the little brother syndrome. You just you can go out and over the last couple of years beat the Patriots a couple times and they had that streak of beating the defending Super Bowl champion for a number of years in a row.
The Patriots, every time if they won the Super Bowl, we came the next year and
then
beat them.
you can guarantee that you lose to the Browns the next year.
Yeah.
But
we couldn't beat anybody else.
Couldn't handle anybody in this division. Cincinnati, one exception. Cincinnati, even though
it's
Cincinnati's
gone
the
back
top
and
dog
forth,
at this moment, it's still Cincinnati, and I won't buy them as vastly superior. Obviously, the Browns have beaten them once already this year. It's Cincinnati. That's in state. The gloves are off. No rules.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Ravens they've been blown out and they've had close games and they've just losing in all these different ways. And now it's just this was a huge victory. It cannot be understated. And they were led there by Jason Campbell, of all people. And I also do want to give credit where credit is due to Mr. Devon Best. If we can rip on him last week for that garbage performance he had against Kansas City, we can praise him this week for the stunning performance he had this time. He only caught 3 balls, right? Only three catches the whole game. Those 3 catches were 2 touchdowns and 1 fourth down reception.
Yeah.
While he was, basically being tackled to the ground during that catch. And he still caught it. If you're only going to catch 3 balls, then yes, make them 2 touchdowns and a 4th down reception.
Well, even
I'll
a
take
touchdown
that.
was on 4th down. It was a 4th and 1.
Exactly. And we've got and this is Barnage. I mean, Barnage caught one of the touchdowns. This guy was practice squad? Gary Barnage, tight end. I mean, and maybe he's a backup tight end. They don't generally use a 2 tight end set in this offense, but I've never heard Gary Barnage before.
Neither have I.
Before this week. Before that play, honestly, I'm pretty sure. I listened to it on the radio. I heard Jim Donovan call it, and when he said Barnage, I was like, I thought they were talking about the Ravens. When they said Barnage got it for a second, I was like, oh, great, he intercepted it. It's like touchdown Browns. And who? Who the hell is that? But, I mean, you're turning this guy into somebody. I mean, this guy's going out and getting a touchdown. Everybody's getting involved. Greg Little, 7 receptions, 122
About time
yards.
you got rid of the brick hands.
I'm mad about Greg Little, though. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Greg Little got 2 penalties.
He is kind
And
of
they
a
were
douche.
totally asinine penalties. It's one thing if, unintentional face mask, stuff like that. Certain things like that, it's like, all right, well, or a holding on a big play. Sometimes it's, well, you only had that big play because of the holding. No, this was 2 senseless penalties. One, he tossed a guy's helmet. I mean, while they were fighting or his little hat thing or something. But, I mean, that was totally stupid. And then the other one was, he makes a big catch not long after that. As the guy falls him out of bounds, he sort of gestures at the guy and he's jawing at him and doing the come here motion, like, Scorpion in Mortal Kombat or whatever. Like, hey, bring it on, buddy. And it's like, and he got for taunting. And again, we discussed this. You can argue whether or not that's even fair, whether or not players should be allowed to taunt. That's a discussion that can be had. But the point is, it is, at this point in time, against the rules. And it's a stupid, unnecessary penalty. Immaturity, really, is what it speaks to. And Greg Little, come on, dude, get your crap together because you're just working your way back into this lineup. You started out the number 2 receiver on this team, and you got benched from there.
Yeah,
he was a return man at one point.
I'm okay with talking, but I'm only okay with talking, with trash talking and taunting if you're good, you're really good.
If you're gonna talk, back it up. I get you.
If you're not that good and Greg Little, until yesterday, was not that good. He drops 90% of the passes that are thrown.
And still, let's be realistic. You had a good game.
Yeah.
I don't expect 100+ yards out of you.
If you're Calvin Johnson, Calvin Johnson should be able to taunt every MFer who steps on that field. Because he is that freaking good.
But that's the thing about guys that good. Calvin Johnson doesn't need to.
I mean, he does.
Calvin Johnson has no desire to trash you because he's like, why should I talk to you? I'm just gonna I'm just gonna blow past you and get a touchdown on this play. That's my trash talk. That's the trash talk I like.
You see, I can see it both ways, but I'm also because when I was on the basketball court, I used to just talk like nobody's business.
All right, I know how that is. We called it street ball where I grew up.
Well, I'm just saying because
we had one of those chain basketball.
No, I like to get in people's heads because once you get in their head, they start making mental mistakes.
Exactly, and then I come in with a sky hook.
Boom! I used to do it in softball too. When I would catch, sometimes I'd chirp at the batter. Next thing you know, they're swinging and missing.
All right, right now that. See now. I
mean, it would never be like
it's definitely different with different sports. I mean, because the baseball, that's just classic. I mean, it's one thing if you start getting aggressive in baseball, where it's you can get to a point where it's dude, stop, calm down. But I mean, when it's baseball, you're jawing at him and stuff, and certain things, and just throw them off their game a little bit. That's just sort of timeless,
because even when I
rabble rousing.
Because I did it with football too when I played in 5th and 6th grade because I was on the line. So whether it was offense or when I was on defense, I'd just be sitting there. You can't block me. You're not going to block me. And then I'd run them over and be like, told you couldn't block me. I just sacked your quarterback. What are you going to do about it? And then they get frustrated and then they start holding me. And then there's flags. And then I'm like, you still can't block me. I don't care. You can hold me all day. You're still not going to stop me.
See, now it's entirely different when you do the stupid thing that draws the flag. It's one thing to lure them into stupidity.
Yeah.
It's a whole other thing to just be stupid outright yourself.
But I don't, that's where I can go both ways on it. Because at some point, I'm going to
isolate later the clip where you just said you can go both ways. Don't know what we'll do with that, but we'll find something.
Because obviously, if this was...
For our new promo.
If it ends up being, it's a close game, because it was a close game yesterday, but then you say it's the 4th quarter, there's 2 minutes left, and we're trying to drive to get the game-winning field goal, and then he gets flagged for something stupid like that, I'd probably kick him in the head, because that would be a dumbass penalty. But in the middle of the game... sometimes I don't think it should be.
I told you this earlier. I like trash talking leading up to a game.
Yeah.
But at some point, I like you to just beat him outright. Don't let there be something to talk about.
Yeah.
When Calvin Johnson catches for 300+ yards receiving? What's the conversation to be had? I mean, it's
I'm
like he's
awesome and you're not.
got nothing to say to you because it's almost embarrassing. It's embarrassing at that point, on both sides. It's almost like good game, buddy. When you almost want to be nicer to your opponent at that point when you're destroying them that bad. You want to be like, come on, man, you're improving.
Yeah, you almost got me that time.
I think you're tough. I think you're tougher than people give you credit for. That's how I would be at some point. If once I get to 200 receiving yards, I'm gonna be like, come on, man. Come on, I'm slowing down. I'll slow down for you.
But see, now you're just being a sarcastic asshole.
No, but I'll let him get.
And that's just the same thing.
Like playing with a little kid, You're like, oh, you're gonna get me. Oh, you tackled me. Oh man. At that point, 300 yards, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing to almost everybody involved. I don't even know if I'd brag about it. Because it's like, who are you playing against? Just a post? Like a wooden post?
Right? And do you even have
I don't even know.
you?
It's absolutely ridiculous. No, but this was an all around, just W for this team. There's no certain play in particular that swung it one way or another. It was just all out gutsy.
Yeah.
Great victory. If there's one person to, get a little bit of blame or something, one person you'd maybe dog on a little bit would be Willis McGahee. He fumbled it, and he was not
almost
productive.
Lost it.
He was not productive. 21 carries, 31 yards.
Yeah.
He was not productive, but the running came from the Jordan Campbell. Jordan Campbell. Sorry, I'm looking at two different names. Jason Campbell. 3 carries for 20 yards. Not bad. I like Fozzie Whitaker. He only got 2 carries for 11 yards, but I wish they'd go to him and Ogmanaya a little bit more. And, of course, we got the 10 yards from the Gordon end-around we seem to throw in once a week. But, they're finding ways here and that's the shocking part of all this. They're finding ways to win these games without a running game. And I know the NFL now is you're not carried by your running game, but, certain times, when you get a lead and you need to kill the clock.
Yeah.
But...
And the only way to do that is with a successful run game.
Exactly.
Because you can't throw the ball because if it's an incomplete pass, the clock stops.
Exactly.
The only way to keep it moving is to stay in bounds and run it. And without a successful run game, you end up shooting yourself in the foot.
And I do want to say, by the way, congratulations to Mr. Joe Hayden.
Oh, he got a pick.
On his first interception of the year.
That was a nice catch, too.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Catch,
It
just
was
snagged it before
pretty
it hit
good.
the ground.
It was a deep bomb. It was a really, really stupid pass by Flacco.
Yeah.
A deep bomb with one receiver and about 5 Browns on him.
Yeah.
That was just
I've
awful.
been saying it since last
and it was
year.
like a
Flacco's
punt.
a terrible quarterback. No one wanted to listen because they're like, oh, no, he keeps winning. No, his defense keeps winning. Baltimore's defense kept winning. Flacco is not that good. And they had Ray Rice. Now that Ray Rice is terrible this year, Flacco's having to throw the ball more, and guess what? He sucks.
That's it, and that's the problem though. And I don't inherently blame him for that.
I blame him for sucking because he sucked the whole time he's been in the NFL.
He gets desperate. He's it's what he's supposed to do. When Ray Rice, this is on Ray Rice. The Baltimore's problems on offense is on Ray Rice. Ray Rice 11 carries, 17 yards. You're Ray Rice. You're not supposed to be just some kind of keep feeding him guy. You're supposed to make plays. And when there's no running game, the biggest play they had was this. Bernard Pierce had I think it was a 7-yard, 7-yard carry for Bernard Pierce. Bernard Pierce, your backup guy, 7 yards, 6 carries total. 11 yards total, I should say, but 7 yards was the longest running play for them all day. And when you that play is a perfect example. When we can have that many Browns out there deep. That's just showing you they're not even a little bit concerned about you forming any kind of a run right now. Even a little bit. We can guarantee that if Ray Rice gets it, it's not going to be a problem at all. That's how you get, 5 plays on there. So, obviously Flacco's, it's part of it, but with how bad he's playing this year, it can't just be like, oh, well, he sucks, and now it's showing. It's a big part of it comes from this running game being amazing the last couple of years and entirely absent now. It changes everything. He had to throw it 41 times. You never want to have your quarterback throw 41 times.
Unless he's Peyton Manning.
Even if
and
it's
Joe Flacco is not Peyton Manning.
Even if it's Peyton Manning or Tom Brady, you don't want to throw it 41
I'll let Peyton
times.
throw the ball 60 times a game.
I wouldn't. It'll fall off.
No, it won't.
He's already hurt again this year. I'm not going to let him throw it that much. No. Especially once, besides, it's the Broncos and the Patriots, they'll get ahead enough that at that point just start running it.
Yeah.
By your, army of running by committee. At that point, there's not any time I feel like you should really be throwing over 40 unless you're getting into some serious shootout with the other team, and both the scores are ridiculous. 41 times he threw it, and it resulted in 18 points. That's
rough.
That's never good. That's
No.
never good. That's never good. Campbell not far behind though, 35 pass attempts. So that's where the NFL is moving, and that's how that number is probably just going to go up.
Well, must have had because if he threw 35, we ran it 30 something times too.
I can let you know.
So, it was almost split.
28.
28 to 35. It's close.
37 total passes because we have Whedon come in for 2.
Yeah.
So 37 passes, 28 to
That's
28
not
rifles.
a bad ratio.
41-21 was what Baltimore had.
Yeah, that's a bad ratio.
They almost split time of possession right down the middle. 29-10 for the Ravens, 30-50 for the Browns. That's odd. That's really odd to think it was that split down the middle, but oh well. Congratulations to the Browns. Finally getting over the hump here in this division.
2 games behind
They got a
Cincy.
bye week now. They come back for Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, and Jacksonville, all right in a row. 3 games that are, dare I get optimistic, winnable.
Yeah.
You win those 3 and suddenly you're at 8 wins. or what is it, 7 wins?
Yeah, we'll be 7
Whatever.
because we're 4
we
and
see what
5 right
happens.
now.
We see what happens.
Christ, we only had 5 wins total last year. Mm-hmm. So
I don't want to get ahead of myself,
I know.
but we'll see what happens.
we already beat Cincy once. Are we in Cincy this? Yeah, we're in because we're in Cincy. All right, so it'll be a little
believe so.
tougher.
I believe so.
Because last time it was at home.
But
But I still think if we play like we played Sunday, we should be able to.
it is at Cincinnati. At Cincinnati,
And then we
home for
come
Pittsburgh and Jacksonville.
where we better win that goddamn game. And then Jacksonville is no excuse.
Then all of a sudden, we're in New England hosting Chicago,
Yeah.
in New York with the Jets, and in Pittsburgh. So,
So we have
basically,
3
this is the do or die time. You
Yeah.
either take your W's right here, or
We're screwed.
you're not really
Because
going to find
We
them.
got 3 hard games coming up
Yeah.
with New England, Chicago, and the Jets. Because the Jets are starting to look pretty decent. They just won
Yeah,
again.
they are. And Chicago is probably going to be
They're good.
garbage right now. But without Cutler, but
yeah.
that should be that game or probably the
And their
game
defen-
before
their
it.
defense is still
Cutler
good.
will return, so they'll probably get Cutler back. About 2 weeks before that Browns game. So
So yeah, we'll have a hard stretch.
something to keep an eye on down the stretch. But let's talk a little basketball real quick. For really the first time since the season started. It started obviously on I think it was Tuesday. Wednesday for the Cavs. Cavs 1-2 right now. Not the hottest start. I only really fault them for one loss. I think they should have.
yeah.
They should have beaten the Bobcats.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. You get that sometimes with teams where a certain team just sort of has their number. The Bobcats beat them back to back in the
Yeah.
preseason, just before this regular season started.
They've always been like that. Even when we had LeBron and we steamrolled everyone, we could still never figure out how to beat Charlotte. It makes absolutely
you have those
no
hurdles.
sense. We can beat anybody, but we can't beat Charlotte.
I'd like
who's
to put the
worst
spotlight
team in
on
the
real
league.
quick. Boston, Washington, Denver, and Utah. Roughly 1 week of basketball under their belts, and no wins to show for it
Ooh,
yet. So
yikes.
the tank rankings are many have Boston in front right now.
Really?
Yeah, many have Boston in front of the tank rankings as far as who's gonna suck for Wiggins or whatever they're gonna call it this year. But yeah, no Cavaliers. I'll tell you what, it was awesome seeing Andrew Bynum
The opening night.
play. Oh God, it's
When he
just.
stepped
There's
onto
just a
that court
handful
and
of
his-
minutes. He's active tonight again too against Minnesota.
Nice,
but-
that's gonna be a tough game tonight.
I want to talk about somebody though, real quick. Obviously, out of this city and into the home of Will Smith, Philadelphia, the 76ers. The 76ers are 3-0, a team we all highlighted as possibly the worst
Team in the
team in
league.
basketball, with the bleakest season ahead of them, with Andrew Wiggins waiting
And-
for them at the end of the road. And
They messed around and beat Miami, and the one kid almost had a triple-double.
Mike, he almost had a quadruple double. Michael Carter Williams. I remember hearing this kid drafted, and I thought, whatever. Some point guard. This was not a really highly touted draft class. But again, just in 3 games, he is already 20 points per game, 9 assists, 4.7 rebounds. He's got a player efficiency rating of 32.06, which I'm told is quite good. He's the second player ever to start his career as player of the week. This is just insane. Absolutely insane. 76ers coming out of nowhere right now. 4th in the league in points per game and 5th in assists. I mean, that's what gets it done ultimately. They're you pass the rock and you got to score. That's all there is to it. Something the Cavaliers have yet
they need to work
understand.
Our defense, and that week one, we're not playing football, it's basketball. Opening night, they scored the ball and they won. They won, 98-94?
30th in the league in points per game, by the way. Dead last. Bottom barrel.
It's
second in points allowed.
Yeah, our defense is top in the league. But the problem is when you only score 60 points a game, you're not going to, it doesn't matter how good your defense is, you're not going to hold somebody to 70,
we
are
are basically, statistically speaking, in a manner of scoring, just, purely on points alone. We are basically looking at a team that is the best defense and the worst offense.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's a little optimistic. I mean, it makes me a little optimistic because I look at this roster. Kyrie he's gonna right the ship.
Yeah.
Anderson Varejao, he's always been the guy that you don't have to draw a play for him. He'll get his points. Bynum, once his minutes start increasing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's guys on this. Earl Clark is a 3 guy. I mean, there's scorers on this team.
They just have to figure it out.
Kyrie Irving leading the team right now in 15.3 points per game. You gotta have better than that.
Yeah, his career he's averaging 20 something. Mm-hmm. So he'll start eventually scoring more. And then Tristan Thompson's figured out his offense. He's starting to score points. When Bynum comes back, he's 7 goddamn feet tall.
Exactly.
No one can stop him.
You can accidentally get buckets.
Yeah.
You don't even need to be trying.
So I feel like
Deion Waiters, all he is a scorer. I mean, it's that'll some of these will right themselves.
Yeah,
some of these, guys like Kyrie, I'm not concerned about him right now.
I feel like they're just all somehow slumping right now. And no matter what they throw up, they're all coming up. It's just hitting the rim and rimming out. And all of them are just really unlucky right now. So I feel like it will turn around. And once it does, we are going to be a pretty legit team.
The one guy to keep an eye on right now, and I hope by me calling him out with our streak of being wrong, he'll, suddenly just blow up this week. Yeah. And I can come back next week and apologize for it. But Anthony Bennett. Anthony Bennett is the number 1 overall pick. He's still, he hasn't gotten a bucket yet? He's scored. No. He scored, right? But I believe that was a free throw, right? I believe. Or,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. And he always has open looks, but he just can't get anything to fall. Every time he shoots it just rims out. The poor kid can't get him to fall.
Exactly. Yeah, he got 2 free throws. He's two for 4 on free throws against Brooklyn.
I feel like eventually it'll get figured out, and once they start scoring, I feel like they could be a serious team.
This is what Anthony Bennett does. This is what Anthony Bennett is supposed to do. And what concerns me is he's not going to get the minutes of a starter is because Tristan's so good and everything. The Cavs don't need him. Kyrie, one of the things that made Kyrie great was everybody used the term baptism by fire or trial by fire. He had to come in there and he had to tear it up day one. If you suck, he did suck his first game. I don't even know if he scored. If he did, it was very little. But by game 2, he had learned the game speed and learned how to score on an actual NBA defense. And that's what we need to do with Anthony. More minutes for Anthony because he needs to figure out how to put the rock in the hole. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, you're going to find out what's urinating us off. We're going to talk a little bit of BCS rankings, 3 up, 3 down, all that, so much more. Listen to High on Sports on the MSC Radio Network.
Something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
I know. Oh my God, I know what we're gonna do. Oh, it's so delicious, I can almost taste it.
If you're looking for the best sub shop in town, look no further. Hanini Subs, located at 7310 Lorraine Avenue, is the place for you. Stop in. Cold cut sub, cheeseburger and fries, wingdings and fries, and so much more.
I can almost taste it.
Hanini Subs at 7310 Lorraine Avenue is open 24 hours a day. Check them out on Facebook, facebook.com/burrito crazy. And if you mention MSC Radio Network, you'll get $1 off your meal. It's all good at Hanini Subs.
So damn good.
Oh, great. Not another farm bill request. Check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/Morning Show Central. Denying one farm bill request at a time. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits. A 99.5% uptime guarantee and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. Lakewood Computer, located at 14035 Madison Avenue in Lakewood, has it all. If you're in need of computer repairs or want to cut the cost of ink cartridges and printing supplies, count on Lakewood Computer in Lakewood, Ohio to provide it all. For the past 5 years, Lakewood Computer has been providing you with a huge assortment of computer equipment and services at very competitive prices. Lakewood Computer purchases and sells pre-owned desktops, laptops, and related equipment, and they offer outstanding prices on aftermarket printing supplies, including toner cartridges and ink cartridges. With 29 years of professional experience, Lakewood Computer is highly confident in their ability to enhance your overall computing experience. Check them out online at joeslakewoodcomputer.com. That's joeslakewoodcomputer.com. Or give them a call toll-free, 855-580-0768. That's 855-580-0768. With hundreds of live weather products and layers and thousands of combinations, Weather Studio provides a professional graphics and store monitoring solution without complex user knowledge and without the industry standard price tag of $1,000 plus broadcast systems. Weather Studio displays a plethora of critical atmospheric and geophysical data on an interactive GIS-enabled computer map. Get your free 14-day trial of Weather Studio at their website, weatherstudio.paulmarv.com. That's weatherstudio.paulmarv.com.
Yo, it's Woody. Now, I know a thing or two about women, and I want to help all the ladies out there take care of their men. Happy Endings Orgasmically Organic Massage Oil. Yeah, I said orgasmically organic, made right here in Cleveland. Now, no other product delivers this level of purity and performance. It's guaranteed to improve your overall experience and keeps that sensitive skin soft and smooth. Guys, don't be a tool. You're doing it anyway. Might as well do it right. Get your happy ending at happyendingsoil.com. That's happyendingsoil.com.
If you have a product or service, let people know about it. Get your message out there and advertise on MSC Radio Network. It's easier than you think, and the whole planet is listening. Find out how you can advertise. Email Chris at morningshowcentral.com.
MSC Radio Network has just tweeted the following. This bowel movement won't come out.
Check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/MSC Radio Network. User-friendly and ready to serve. morningshowcentral.com. Call the show toll-free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
This is President Barack Obama, and you're listening to MSC Radio Network.
Heat 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. It's 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to Pete99.com. Pete99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. Pete99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
Hello, and welcome back to High on Sports. I'm Ralphie, and with me, as always,
Ashley.
And I am Von Erich.
And whether you are joining us tonight on one of the many glorious apps or at home on your computer, thank you for making High on Sports a part of your evening. If you are not on one of the many glorious apps, remember to take your smartphone, search for TuneIn Radio. It is free to download. Just simply install it and hit play and all that fun stuff and everything. And you'll listen to us live on the go. And remember, you can call the show toll-free, 1-888-668-0742. Email your questions or comments to shows with an S at morningshowcentral.com. Find us on Twitter at it's High on Sports. Replace the spaces in that word with underscore. It's always a mouthful. High_on_sports. Or use the hashtag High on Sports or hashtag MSC Radio Network to connect and interact with not just us, but the rest of MSC's fine programming. And remember, get to the website. It is highonsports.net. It's got the archive of all our past shows. My blog with weekly Mark's blog on highonsports.net with weekly contribution from Mark. Thank you, Mark, for your weekly contribution.
You don't do shit.
I'm officially passing credit. I'm passing you the torch.
You better.
It's called Mark's blog with Mark.
I'm changing it
Biden
tonight.
get his shot blocked. He's
Instead
7'5".
of Ralphie's rants, it's gonna be Mark's blog.
Mark on Sports.
There you go.
Or High on Mark.
Hey!
Yeah, there's something there. We'll find it. Anyways, so yeah, highonsports.net. Again, go there right now and just kind of hang out. It's just a fun atmosphere. It's a fun webpage to have on your computer while you're doing anything else. So go there. Anyways, it is round 2. Let's go. All right, it's time for a staple of High on Sports. By the way, the Cavaliers, after a quarter of play, do lead the Minnesota Timberwolves 31-25. Unless you were listening to this by a replay, in which case call the past and let us know if they won, so we can go bet on
Kevin
it.
Love give a high five to tonight?
Yeah?
Did you see when they were playing the Knicks, he gave a high five to Spike Lee after making a jumper.
Oh, that's cool.
Who's famous here? Is Don King at the game?
Hey, we're on a bye this week. Joe Hayden might be there. He goes
Halle
to a lot
Berry?
of Cavs games.
He does. Halle Berry is from
Because
Cleveland.
when I went last year, he was there sitting in the front row, and then he was throwing. He went out with the Cavs crew and was throwing out
Chef
stuff.
Boyardee. He's dead, but he was from Cleveland.
Oh, really?
So maybe his son is here. Maybe his son is taking a game.
Junior Boyardee.
You could tell because he had the little hat and he's on the little label of the little ones for the kids. So,
True story.
True story. Some of what I said was true, just not the rest of it. But anyways, it's time for a staple of High on Sports, and that is, of course, what's urinating us off. And we're going to start, as we always do, with Von Erich. By the way, quick update. Anthony Bennett, 2 minutes in the game already that he's played. He's already 0 for 2. So still waiting on that first real NBA bucket.
Struggling so hard.
Still waiting. Come on, buddy.
You can do it.
Just get one in and it'll start a waterfall.
They've got to clear the paint for him and let him just dunk it and get it over with.
Maybe. It's got to be one of those things where, near the end of the All-Star game, when the players just sort of stand aside and LeBron has it, and they'd be like, go ahead and dunk, or like somebody has Dwight and it's like, go, they'll just clear the area to make him do a sick dunk.
Yeah.
Can we just do that?
Yeah.
If we're being blown out or blowing them out at the end, can everybody just sort of part like the Red Sea and let Bennett just go down and put it in himself?
I think once he gets one, it'll give him over that hump.
Exactly.
And he'll be okay. Because you can't honestly miss this many shots in a row. I mean, I could close my eyes and at least make one. And
0 for 2, and one of them, by the way, was for 3.
Don't
Although in this case for 0.
Don't put your foot in your mouth, Ash.
no, I'm telling you, I could close my eyes and shoot the ball, and I'd make at least one in the last 20 shots.
In 20? I don't know if we have the time.
Does anybody have a portable basketball?
I made a shot backwards once. No lie, swear to God. I drove into the paint, got surrounded by 3 really tall people. I panicked. I couldn't kick anybody, so I just kind of turned around and threw it backwards, and it went in.
That's when you came in with like a sick reverse tomahawk, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Go Jordan.
Sure.
No, but I'm serious. I actually did shoot a ball backwards once because I got surrounded by tall people. I'm only 5 foot tall. There was nothing I could do. I was surrounded, so I couldn't kick it out. So I'm just like, oh crap! I did the only thing that nobody would have expected, and I shot it backwards because they're not. If I would have shot it regular, I would have been blocked. They're not expecting me to shoot it backwards, so I just went, oh shit! Woo! Boom! It went in.
That's why there's
and
a lot of backwards shots in the NBA.
my coach yelled at me and said, "Never do that again." And I'm like, I will never do that again.
All right. Go ahead, Von Erich.
But I'm telling you, it works.
I bet it does. I think that story urinated me off. I found a lot of holes in the driving to the basket.
I drove.
But regardless, there's a thing that's kind of a rule when it applies to sporting events. It's called the baseball rule, but it applies to hockey, football, anything. And it prevents teams and stadiums from getting sued over something that might happen with a fan. They might get injured or, something crazy happens, and, they don't want hundreds of lawsuits, every time, a fan jumps off the third level of the seating. So there's rules in place to where it usually says right on your ticket, once you enter the facilities, we're not responsible for, anything that might or might not happen to you. But what's causing a lawsuit right now is not, a baseball wasn't hit at somebody. Someone didn't get slapped by a basketball, or someone fell into the front row and got injured. It's a hot dog. Someone was hit in the face with a hot dog and is now suing the Kansas City Royals, seeking over $20,000 in damages.
Forget it. What?
All right,
How do you have $20,000 in damages for a hot dog?
Let me add to the story. It was a man, not a woman, suing.
Oh my God.
A man named John Coomer, who, I don't even need to make fun of his name. Because,
no, you don't. You let just everybody at home. You can see where that goes.
And back in a 2009 Royals game, he was hit by a 4-ounce foil-wrapped hot dog.
Thank you. Give the weight and measurement. Do we have?
Did you even feel that? I feel like that's like featherweight, and it like would at most it would tickle.
4-ounce hot dog.
He said he had to have 2 surgeries.
What?
One to repair detached retina, and another one to remove a cataract that developed from the first.
A chunk of hot dog from behind his eyeball.
I wish that were the case. I wish
There's no way that's possible. Because there's no way that's possible.
I don't even.
No, it's not possible. It's not possible. Now, what we should do...
2009?
We should have the intern go get a hot dog from our hot dog stand and just throw it at my face.
Right?
Just to show that nothing happens. But, unfortunately, we don't have a hot dog stand here. So.
I mean, I'd take one for the team, too. I'd be just standing here, hit me.
Not with mustard on it.
Hit me. No, not with mustard on it. I'll throw up.
You'll throw up.
Yep. And then I will sue. No,
I don't want to do it. I won't take one for the team, but... I wouldn't sue.
It doesn't.
If somebody did sneak attack and throw a hot dog at me, I wouldn't be like, my retina!
Oh my God!
It's detached!
My retina's detached. Someone find it.
My retina is dangling in the wind, or whatever happens to retinas.
It's the most ass.
Or something.
2009, he's just now suing?
The problem with this is it could set a precedent because it was the mascot that was just, gingerly tossing free hot dogs to the crowd. Now, if this guy happens to win this lawsuit,
that would piss me off.
There's going to be teams out there, hey, we can't throw T-shirts to the crowd. We can't throw those soft little baseballs out to the crowd because we might get sued. And this is just going to ruin the fan experience.
Yeah, because some douche is apparently too lazy to get a real job. So the only thing he can do for money is make up crap-ass lawsuits and sue people. Are you kidding me?
You sure the hot dog wasn't shot out of one of those cannon things?
That would be awesome.
I wish it was, but no,
so
it was
do
not.
I.
All right, now that...
Because you know what? I would take this guy, stand next to a wall, and shoot a goddamn hot dog out of a cannon right into his face.
Let's be realistic.
The Royals
pussy.
You might have a case if something was actually shot into your... Even if it was something ridiculous like a hot dog, if that was legitimately shot into your eye, I could see it, maybe. But this is just like a 4-ounce hot dog gingerly tossed.
That's what was stated by the attorneys for Slugger, the Royals mascots. They described the incident as the hot dog was gingerly tossed into the crowd.
Yes. Oh my god! Oh my god!
It is always a good day when a mascot seeks legal counsel.
If this guy wins, that judge deserves to be kicked in the ass because they're an idiot. If anybody the fact that they're even allowing this lawsuit to happen is just.
If I'm this judge, I'm pissed off because I'm sitting here with this guy they threw a hot dog into my eye, and then I look over here and there's a dude in full mascot gear.
Oh my god!
I'm just sitting there get the hell out of my courtroom.
If this goes to court, please let the guy show up in the mascot costume, please.
I think he has to. It's the law.
Yeah. Because
it's
if
in the Constitution.
He needs to show up in the mascot
costume. It's in the
costume
Constitution.
and be like, "Look, it was a gingerly talk." Well, no, mascots don't talk, so he won't even be able to say anything.
His legal counsel.
What's the costume?
Has to speak for him.
What's the costume?
Slugger is
he
kind of looks like a
dog or something.
Yeah, like a lion or
with a crown on his head.
Mascots don't make sense.
Oh, please, God, let him have to wear it.
Why don't they send the Suns gorilla as his lawyer?
That'd be funny.
The gorilla in a Suns jersey, that's their mascot. That was always one of my favorites. It's like, Phoenix Suns, here's a gorilla!
Yeah!
Or send ketchup and mustard from the Indians.
Right?
Like ketchup, but he's got big, thick, Drew Carey glasses because he's a lawyer. Just sit down with some papers. My client doesn't have to say anything.
Well, he wouldn't be so...
No, which one always loses?
Oh
Is it ketchup? Which one of them always loses? I wouldn't want him out there.
That would be Onion.
I would not. I would not want Onion representing me.
No.
Given the choice, ketchup all day, every day.
Yeah, he wins about 50 to 60% of the time. I think.
Thank you, Von Erich. And now I don't mean to rush you, but I really want to get into, and we're a little abbreviated on time here, so bear that in mind, Ashley.
Okay.
But I really want to get to this because I've just uncovered some really interesting information that I would also like to share with you. So why don't you start, just present the story to the people?
Well, I'll start off by last week, Miami Dolphins' Jonathan Martin had to leave the team because people were picking on him in the locker room, and it wasn't teammate or sportsman whatever going on. I don't know. But anyways, he had to leave the team because he apparently wasn't mentally strong enough to handle it. So then this week, it comes out that Richie Incognito, their other lineman, was the one basically doing the bullying. So now he's suspended indefinitely, basically because he's a douchebag, and he's been throwing racial slurs and other kinds of crap at this guy.
I have a transcript of one of his phone messages.
Oh, yeah. Is it this right
here? Shall I read it?
Yes, read it.
Let me read that out loud.
Okay.
Now there is a word in it that I won't use, but I'll make it clear. I'll make it clear what it is. Hold on.
I got the hey, what's up? You want me to take care of this?
You want to take care of that one?
All right, I got it.
I almost slipped up the one time.
Hey, this is you. This is not me. And let's start by saying that. From there, hey, you do what you gotta do.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going there either. Okay. Hey, what's up, you half N-word piece of shit? I saw you on Twitter. Been training 10 weeks. I want to shit in your fucking mouth. I want to slap your fucking mouth. I'm going to slap your real mother across the face. LOL. Fuck you. You're still a rookie. I'll kill you.
Look, okay. You know what?
Doesn't sound that bad. In all fairness.
You know what? It's kind of a douchey thing to say, and you're kind of being a dick.
And now here's the fun bit of information I have real quick, by the way, before we get just a little bit more into the backstory of who Mr. Incognito really is. I know you have it on your screen too, but I'll take this one. This is a timeline dating back to 2003, the track record of this fine young gentleman. 2003, suspended by Nebraska coach Frank Solich. He was reinstated prior to the season. No other information has been given. June 2004, convicted of misdemeanor assault charges stemming from an incident at a party in February of that year. September 2004, suspended indefinitely by Nebraska coach Bill Callahan for repeated violation of team rules. October 2004, dismissed from Oregon football program after transferring to school in September. 2009 season, voted NFL's dirtiest player in poll of NFL players.
Damn.
December 2009, released by Rams 2 days after being penalized twice for personal fouls and arguing with coach Steve Spagnuolo during the game against the Titans. December 2011, Raiders defensive tackle Richard Seymour fined $30,000 for punching Incognito during a game. August 2013, Texans defensive end Antonio Smith suspended 1 game for swinging helmet at Incognito during the game. And obviously October 2013, suspended indefinitely by Dolphins after alleged harassment of teammate Jonathan Martin. So not only has he repeatedly violated every team he's been to's rules, including botching his way out of 2 colleges, he also drives other NFL players to beat him. Richard Seymour thought $30,000 worth a quick jab. Pow.
But the way I look at it, though, is, yeah, the dude is a dick.
But he's also a Pro Bowl offensive guard.
Jonathan Martin, you are a grown-ass man, and you're crying about being bullied. Are you 6?
Okay, calm down.
Not only is he a grown-ass man,
You're
he's
being
an
ridiculous.
adult.
You're being absolutely ridiculous. What is the proper way to deal with this? He's not going to
stand up
punch
for
him.
yourself.
He's not going to punch
say
him.
something back. Everybody gets messed with.
Come on, he absolutely is. Okay, there's rookie hazing and there's locker room poking fun and stuff like this. This is, I'm gonna shit in your fucking mouth. This is not, that's messed up. The dude clearly is not good for the locker room, not good for the NFL.
Clearly he's a dick. I'm not arguing that. Incognito is a douchebag. But you're a grown adult and you're crying because someone said words to you.
Listen.
He left the team. He's not crying. He left the team and said, "I can't play football because this guy's being mean to me."
Okay, you're not in this situation. You don't understand.
6?
You don't understand. You're not in this situation. You don't get how this plays out. What is he legitimately? What is he supposed to do? You say, "Dude, stop it." He's not Incognito is shit. Look at what he's done.
But
he is an asshole.
Well, yeah, I'm not arguing that he's not an asshole.
Then you go to the Dolphins and you say, "Fucking do something about this guy." I'm not putting up with it. I'll see you guys when he's been dealt with. What he did was totally grow a pair and what? Just take it?
You either take it or you do something back to him. Who gives a crap?
You do not take a swing at him by any means. I mean, it got Richard Seymour and stuff. Fine. You don't punch somebody on your own team.
You don't have to hit him. Tell him you're gonna shit in his mouth. Who cares? But if you want to shit in my mouth, then I'm gonna shit back in your mouth.
The dude is a total jackass, and Martin got him kicked out. Martin, good.
But
Martin showed him. Martin wins in the end here.
You can't cry because someone was mean to you. Are you kidding me?
This is like harassment. This is not even just. Listen. Maybe I think it's because it's the term bullying that it's a lot of people aren't really getting it or it's not sinking in. They're like, "Oh, you can't be bullied. You're an adult." This is harassment. This is too much. This is too much. That transcript we just read, too far, dude. And that's your teammate. Like, there's joking around, and then there's like, dude, just fucking cool it.
I'm just wondering if I go on the Facebook, the High on Sports Facebook, and I just put, "I shit in your mouth," just saying, what kind of response we would get.
I think a lot of confused people just scrolling past it.
But I doubt anyone would call us a bully.
I know, right? I'm sorry, you can call me, someone call me and tell me you're going to shit in my mouth. I'd be like, okay, that's kind of gross. You're an asshole. I'm going to kick you in the teeth.
But he can't. That cannot be an option.
But he's a football player. They're supposed to be tough. They're supposed to be badass individuals, and he can't take a few hurtful words. Are you? Have we become so sensitive?
Incognito.
As a society, that when someone says
Calm
something
down.
mean to you, you have to pack up and leave your team, your job because
Chill the hell out.
someone was mean to you?
Shh.
Are you 2 years old?
Incognito pushes too far. Incognito pushes too far, and now he doesn't play in the NFL. Done and done.
But in my opinion, Martin deserves to be bullied.
He does. He's being a
Nobody
crybaby.
deserves to be
You know what?
harassed.
If he's gonna cry about words that were said, maybe he's a little bitch in the locker room. And Incognito was
Down
like,
number 3, Justin Blackman. After being suspended indefinitely for violating NFL substance abuse policy, he has been and now entered into rehab. Down 1, that's right, I just skipped 2. Gary Kubiak collapsed on field at halftime. Down 1A, John Fox. After being hospitalized for, quote, lightheadedness, he now needs heart surgery. I couldn't figure out who had it worse because I don't know what happened to
He was bullied.
to Kubiak
He was
yet.
bullied.
He was bullied until he passed out.
Right.
Apparently.
Up number 3, Nick Foles, tied NFL record with 7 touchdowns. And up number 2, the Kansas City Chiefs remain the only unbeaten team in the NFL at 9-0. Up number 1, it's pretty obvious. We didn't really touch on it, but Boston Red Sox, they're World Series champions. Good work,
sure are.
good work, Boston. Way to go. Worst to first. The ultimate turnaround. It's all that you can hope for. What the Kansas City Chiefs are potentially in the process of doing right now. All right, well, that's going to wrap it up for us this week. Next week, we're going to have more NBA action, NFL action, MLB offseason talks, and so much more. For Chris, for Von Erich, for Ashley, I'm Ralphie saying good night, everybody. We will see you next week, same time, same place, at morningshowcentral.com.